When it comes to storylines, the WWE can be a little, all over the place like Uncle Den when he gets to the crack pipe. Every week we're subject to some decent and some very not so decent stories courtesy of WWE Creative, but one thing that is very clear is they all start to feel a little bit samey. If they were being clever, the creative team wouldn't even have to look that hard for new angles to introduce, as within their video games, the WWE has produced some absolute gems. So with this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and these are the 6 best WWE video game storylines that they need to do in real life. Number 6. Royal Rumble War of Numbers, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. The Royal Rumble is a lovely event, isn't it? Each year, 30 contestants, or 50 if you've got oil, enter the ring and see who can sit down in the corner the longest before being chucked out. Yet, much like when your mum straps herself into the sex hammock and implants a cucumber in her ass and then beckons me over, it's starting to feel a little bit formulaic. Come on, love, spice it up for me. There's my one per list. You've got your Iron Man, your Kofi Kingston moment, your token oldies to pop the boys, but what if there was another factor leading into it similar to that showcased in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007? In this, JBL is given the number 1 spot by Teddy Long, but gives the player a chance to better their number by winning matches leading up to the event. If this sort of storytelling was applied today, you could have wrestlers wagering their numbers against one another, vying for the best spot. True, it could remove some of the surprise, but what you might be able to do is build an underdog story through it. Or, just give it to Roman, lol. Number 5. Winning every title, WWE 12. Now true, this has been done by Bobby Lashley and Kurt Angle in TNA, but the WWE could really do with somebody taking that spot of Lord All-Super Unbeatable Mega Man within their promotion, similar to the storyline used in WWE 12. As it stands right now, a fair few championships have seen their stock devalued, most notably the Universal Championship, so this could be used to build its prestige back up. Imagine the storytelling of an NXT roster member moving up the ranks but leaving nothing but terror in their wake. Boom, a US title, then onto the Intercontinental, moving between brands, maybe even a tag position, all leading up to the Universal picture. It would also make their conclusive match feel hyped and could be teased out for months if needed. In short, it could be quite the storyline. Number 4. Going after the Giants, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. In fairness to the WWE, they did try something along these lines with the Nexus, but they didn't really pull the trigger on it properly. The Nexus was white hot coming in, but after a matter of months, looked about as together as a severed spine. However, it could work again if it follows the same motions as a storyline found in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, in which you can gather a pack of hungry little mutts together with the express purpose of taking down the giants of the industry. Big Show, Kane, The Undertaker, all are up for a beatdown. On the current roster, Big Show is set to return at some point, Kane loves lacing up, and you've always got the big bad boy himself, Braun Strowman, to top it off. This could be used to bring back larger legends and give the new kids a rub, while also not boring fans with possibly slower match speed. It'd be a great way for a collective to be taken seriously while at the same time popping the crowd for that nostalgic high. Number 3. Using The Undertaker to control WWE, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Now, this one does take some suspension of disbelief to work, as it focuses primarily on the spooky dude powers of the dead man himself in full cheese mode. In SVR 2006, Eddie Guerrero takes The Undertaker's urn and uses it to control The Undertaker and then take over the WWE. Now, I know that The Undertaker is getting on a bit, but he does love his one more match chance, so it could be a very cool thing to see somebody like Bray Wyatt take the urn to control The Undertaker for nefarious means. It's very silly, but then again could be a lovely slice of mad that would make it utterly memorable. Plus, it would actually give Bray Wyatt something to do. The Eater of Worlds has been on a bit of a diet at the moment, hasn't he? Number 2. Vince McMahon inducts himself into the WWE Hall of Fame, SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. Let's be honest, it's surprising that this angle hasn't actually happened over the last few years. The Mr. McMahon persona was so egotistical that it's exactly the kind of thing that he'd do, inducting himself into the WWE Hall of Fame. In SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, McMahon is engaged in a power struggle with his children, billion-dollar prostate face Stephanie and Cabbage Patch Kid Shane. McMahon then announces that he's going to give the WWE fans an early Christmas present, and then says he's going to enter himself into the WWE Hall of Fame. Obviously, this comes across as pretty weird, but the story is extremely well done on the whole, and results in the player's choice of character feuding with McMahon to try and stop him doing such a selfish act. Inevitably, McMahon will go into the Hall of Fame, but there's a chance that this will only be after he retires from active duty with the company for good or, dies. Therefore, it would be quite the storyline to have someone urging him to induct himself and another wrestler fighting to stop it from happening. And number 1, the United Kingdom, WWE 12. Right, I'm just putting it out there, this one needs to happen. In its current state, the UK division of the WWE is the least fleshed out thing of the company outside of 205 Live, and it's an insult that not more has been done already. The UK wrestling scene is thriving, and while we are seeing stars filter through to NXT and a few on the main roster, what we need is a massive kickstart and a real main roster presence that sets a tone. Get Pete Dunne, Drew McIntyre, Noam Dar, Jack Gallagher all together and you've got an absolute unit. A leader, a big guy, and two high flyers who are all assholes doing a number on the main roster. Imagine if they began to capture titles, with Dunne valuing his own UK championship over others, which would only build its prestige, much in the same vein as Kevin Owens did with his NXT championship against John Cena's US championship. It's a storyline that might have showcased itself in 2011, but would be more than relevant today. And there we go, those were the 6 best WWE video game storylines that they need to do in real life. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below, and as always, I've been Jules. You can go follow me on Twitter at RetroJ with a 0. You've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon.